Okay, my dear friends, now you can see here we are going to solve this paper 2. It is October-November 2024, paper 2, variant 2. Time allowed for this paper, that is 45 minutes. And you have, of course, 40 minutes, 40 marks for this paper, and value of G, gravitational field strength 9.8 Newton per kilogram, or acceleration of free fall small g, that is 9.8 meters per second square. That's what we have to use always. Okay, at the same time,
Mr. Which paper is it?
I will open it again. Just a minute. My dear friends, this is October-November 2024 and paper 2, variant 2. October-November 2024, paper 2, variant 2. What I'm doing, like candidate name here, this is the sheet which you will get. I want you people to be habitual to use this C sheet. Student name is Muhammad Sajjad. Candidate number is 1, 2, 3. Center number is 1, 2, 3. Candidate number is 4, 5, 6, 7. Randomly I'm doing. Candidate signature. Then examination details, examination title, center, these things, they will guide you. So you have to do it in the beginning. Then, my dear friends, this is the bubble sheet. No more circling into the paper, into the question paper. So what we are going to do, this is the bubble sheet like they have explained. For question 1, if you think B is the right option, then fill your answer sheet like this. So B, so you will shade it B like this. But anyhow, I will go back to the paper and I will start solving, and then we will see what is our answer. So then once more, this is October-November 2024, paper 4, and October-November 24, 2024, paper 4, paper 2, variant 2. 45 minutes are there, and we have to use the bubble sheet also to answer these questions so that you are habitual. At the end of the lesson today, inshallah, I will try my best to share with you people this bubble sheet blank copy so that you can print them. A lot of copies, so same copy you can use for physics practice, chemistry practice, and biology practice for paper 2. So two forces with magnitude F1 and F2 act on an object at right angles. Right angles means 90 degree to each other. What is the magnitude of the resultant force? So they are right angles. We can go with, you know, if they are right angle. So how we can get if two forces are at right angle? Simply we can use the Pythagoras theorem, or even if you are going by head to tail rule like this, for this is F1. This force is, my dear friends, F2. How to get the resultant then? We know we can get the resultant by starting from the starting point to the final point. So that is the resultant force for both of them. So this is a right angled triangle. So Pythagoras theorem will be the perfect one here. So resultant force square is equal to F1 square plus F2 square, and we need only resultant force. So my dear friends, very easy to take the root on both sides. So we are taking the root on both sides. This is cancelled. So the resultant force is simply equal to F1 square plus F2 square, and the root of this all. And which option is correct? Of course, option A is correct. So now what to do? In exam, no circling of this. This is the paper. Question number 1, answer is A. So you will shade it like this roughly. Okay, I'm doing it roughly. Now question number 2. A boy takes 30 minutes to cycle a distance of 8 kilometers. This is distance. He then further walks for a distance of 2 kilometers. Let's suppose this is D2, this is then D1 in 15 minutes. And this is then time T1, this is time T2. What is his average speed? Dear friends, we know for average speed, it is equal to total displacement, total distance over total time taken. Now total distance is quite clear. See, 8 kilometers plus 2 kilometers, it is 10 kilometers. I'm not going to convert it into meters. Reason is all the answers are in kilometers per hour, kilometers per hour, kilometers per hour. So total distance that is simply 8 plus 2, 10 kilometers. Let it be in kilometers, but not time. See, this T1 is in minutes. It must be converted to seconds. Sorry, hours. So 30 over 60, it will be converted to hours. So that is 0.5 hours. Then similarly, my dear friends, T2, that is 15 over 60. Why hours? All the answers are in kilometers per hour. No minutes, no seconds. So I'm simplifying it. So it is also converted to be 0.25 hours. So what is the total time? Total time will be 0.75 hours. As you will simplify, answer comes to be, I am sitting with the calculator in front of me. So 10 divided by 0.75, answer comes to be 13.3 kilometers per hour. So my dear friends, correct answer is D. So answer for question number 2 is D. So we are supposed to shade D. In exam, no circling. It will not be beneficial for you people if you are just circling in the sheet. Nobody will see it. Only what will they do? This is a machine checking. I think this is not auto checking. So that just they will take out this paper and they will put it and you will get directly 37 out of 40. That will be very good grade if you are scoring like this, inshallah. Okay. A small light ball is dropped from the top of a building. Which graph shows how the speed of the ball changes with time? And here nowhere it is mentioned that the air resistance is ignored. It means air resistance is there. So A cannot be the answer because there is air resistance. So it cannot go with constant acceleration. So this one is talking about constant acceleration, which is not possible. Here also constant acceleration. This one, constant deceleration. Everything. So this one is also not possible. Then C and D. D, no chance. Answer is C. The reason for that, I will do it in 3 ways. I can divide this in 3 steps. No, not here. Almost up to here. This is option 1. Then this is part 2 and this is part 3. So my dear friends, whenever a body is falling down, let's suppose this ball is falling down. So it has a weight, and weight of the ball from the time of fall till it hits the ground, it will stay same. Weight will not change. In the beginning, no point first. In the beginning, when it is dropped from the top of a building, tall building, it is at rest. You may be thinking, sir, how it is? It is at rest along the vertical. It started from the rest along the vertical. So if speed is 0, so initially air resistance is also 0. So my dear friends, the resultant force in that case is equal to weight minus air resistance, but it is equal to weight only because air resistance is 0 in the beginning. So the ball will fall under the influence of force of gravity. This means that acceleration will be equal to g. So that is always for speed time graph, it is a straight line. So that's what option. This is point 1. Now, my dear friends, I'm talking about point number 2. So what is happening? As it is accelerating, so what is happening? The speed of the ball is increasing. This implies that air resistance is also increasing. Now, how the ball scenario will be? Same ball, weight is constant, so same, but there is now also small magnitude of air resistance. So what will be the resultant force? Resultant force will be weight minus air resistance. Now there is air resistance, so it means the resultant force will be decreased. This means acceleration of the body will be decreasing. That's what we can see in the part 2. Then, my dear friends, part 3, third part of this. So when the speed will keep on increasing, so a stage will come that weight will become equal to air resistance. If weight has become equal to air resistance, then resultant force will be equal to, of course, weight minus air resistance. So resultant force will become 0. If resultant force is 0, it means body will be falling with 0 acceleration, and 0 acceleration means if the body is still moving, so constant velocity, it means terminal velocity. Terminal velocity, and that's you can see here, acceleration there, here acceleration is decreasing, here acceleration is 0. So all 3 stages I have discussed. Why did I write them there in this way, so that this same question it is very common from 3 to 4 marks in paper 4. A small object is dropped from a tall building. Explain how the acceleration of the body changes. So this is the change 1, 2, 3. This is the way acceleration of the body changes. So for question number 3, answer is C. So I will shade option C. Next, my dear friends, question number 4. That is quite simple. Which statement about the gravitational field strength is not correct? Gravitational field strength, it is from W is equal to mg. So M is equal to W over G. And when it is said, oh, sorry, it is not M. It is actually gravitational field strength. So we have to make G as the subject of equation W over M. So gravitational field strength G, that is having a unit Newton per kilogram. Anyhow, it changes the mass of an object. This statement is not correct. It is equivalent to acceleration of free fall. Yes. Measured in Newton per kilogram. I did in front of you. Its magnitude different on different planets in solar system. Yes, of course. So it is a straightforward question, a recall memory. So option 4 answer is A. No need to waste time here. This is simply a recall memory. Now come here for question number 5. Now density questions they are bringing very frequently in exams. And what is this talking about? 3 liquids, P, Q, and R have different densities and do not mix. My dear friends, if the examiner has written only that 3 liquids, P, Q, and R, don't mix, it simply means they are not having the same density. Like whenever there is a leakage in a container carrying oil container moving through the ocean, and there is a breakage or leakage, so the oil comes out of the tanker. So what happens? Oil is less dense than water, so oil always floating on the surface of the water. It is never mixing up with the water. So that is a very clear example. So if it is only written that 3 liquids P, Q, and R in one container and they don't mix, it means all 3 are having different densities. So the liquids are placed in a measuring cylinder and allowed to settle. A small block is then dropped into the measuring cylinder and comes to rest as shown. Now, but let me tell you, now PQR, one thing is crystal clear, this has the maximum density. That's why it is at the bottom. And this one is having the least density, minimum density. That's why it is at the top. And Q, it is having the density in between R and P. Now this block, it is dipped, it is down deeper from R. It means its density is more than R. In Q, see, it is somewhere in Q and somewhere in P. So we cannot decide anything. I'm going to talk about its density. Which statement about the density of the block is correct? Its density is greater than R. About this, we are 100% sure because its density was more than R. That's why it is sinking, and it is in a portion which is below the layer of R. So also not that much technical question or very difficult question, to the point, just a basic concept of density. So question number 5 answer is again C. Was 4A? Oh yeah, it's okay. 4 was A. Now question number 6. This is again a recall memory. So we must be remembering the formulas for moment of a force. The diagram shows a uniform beam pivoted at its center. When it is uniform, it means its center of gravity will be at the center. By the way, center of mass, they will not ask you in exams. No, center of gravity is still there with us in the syllabus. So center of gravity, and by the way, center of gravity and center of mass of a body are at the same point. Mean wherever is the center of gravity, at the same point in the body is the center of mass. Just for an information I'm sharing. And one thing more, center of gravity is the point where the whole weight of an object appears to act. You have to definitely write if the examiner is asking appears to act or seems to act. So if center of gravity definition is asked in exam in paper 4, so it is a point in a body where the whole weight of the object or body seems to act or appears to act. A student applies two forces F1 and F2, and you have to keep your eyes open. See, the arrows are downward. Don't think that the forces are on the upper side of the beam, so they are acting upward. No, check the direction of the arrows. They are downward. Then which row is correct? Clockwise movement about the pivot and anti-clockwise movement. Movement, first of all, this equation or this formula should be very clear to us. Movement that is equal to force times the perpendicular distance from the pivot to the force. So now for this force F2, perpendicular distance is D4, and for this force F1, the perpendicular distance is D3. So very simple. First of all, see, this force is pushing it this way. So this F2 is causing clockwise movement, and it will be equal to F2 times D4. Anti-clock, okay, F2 times D4, clockwise movement. F2 times D4, so A and B are out. Elimination method. Now, this force will be causing anti-clockwise movement. And what it will be? Force is F1 and distance is D3. So F1 D3, F1 D3. Option D is correct. So simple definition, if you are clear about the moments, you can easily calculate this answer. So question number 6, answer is D. Share it here with option D. Then my dear friends, question number 7. This is very simple. Again, a recall memory. Recall memory means just you need to memorize definitions, rules, equations. Which expression can be used to determine the impulse on a tennis ball? By the way, impulse has two equations. I can do those both equations by the force. Force, by Newton's second law of motion, force is equal to rate of change of momentum. So delta P for momentum change over delta T for time. So if I'm going to cross multiply them, dear friends, I'm going to make them cross multiplied. So F times delta T will be equal to delta P. Now these are both the equations for the impulse. Impulse can be change in momentum. Impulse can also be change in, force times time. So now check which option is there available to us. Force times time. So option A, question number 7, answer is A for apple. So straightforward definition. Anywhere, anybody having a question, please raise your hand. You can ask me, speak up, or write in the chat box. Not a problem. Now question number 8, no need to read it carefully. Which row shows the process by which the energy in the sun is released? By which the energy in the sun is released. It is simply processes radiation. Oh, no. Yeah, process by which energy is transferred, that is radiation. Wait a minute. So this is not radiation, it is fusion. Not only sun, but all the stars, they are powering them up, they are fueling them up with the help of nuclear fusion. So it means option A is out. Fission is not there. All three are fusion. Then, and the process by which it is transferred, that is radiation, because it is something that can take place even in vacuum. So if it is radiation, so it means C is also out. So we have to think about B as well as C. Any one of them is the answer. So I want you people to answer it. Which one is the correct answer? Please. I'm waiting for your response. Which one is the correct answer, B or C? And the method in which the energy is stored when it reaches on Earth, it is nuclear fuel or biofuel? Please, waiting for your response. Quickly. So my dear friends, no chance to say nuclear fuel. Nuclear fuel is caused by rocks which are underground. So it's uranium or like this. So nuclear fuel, no. Biofuel, from even I can give you plants like sugarcane. So plants, they need sun. For what? For photosynthesis, so that they can prepare their own food. So simply the correct answer here is D. Zen, your answer was correct. Lana, your answer is also correct. So answer for question number 8, my dear friends, is D. So let's take D as our correct answer. Let's move forward. Question number 9. An object has a mass of 20 kilogram. It takes up the stairs through a height of 4 meters. So mass is given, height is given. What is the increase in the store of potential energy? Okay, now either it is increase or it is decrease. Formula is same. So delta EP will be equal to mg delta H. So straightforward question. 20 times 9.8 times 4, and when you will simplify it, answer comes to be 784. So it means it is D. So answer for question number 9, that is also D. If I'm wrong, please let me know, because I did it a few days ago, so I remember some of the numerical values. Now come here. A good question. An electrician uses a lifting machine as shown. And we have seen it different places. Like you can see this very frequently in Medina Manawara. So when they are cleaning the doors or those umbrellas are there. So in different cleaning purposes, not very high at very height. So they are just moving person standing into that you can say is foot case and it is rising up. Even I have seen this is being used in Medina Munawwara in the area where there is where we are doing ihram, outside Medina Munawwara. Anyhow, so the lifting machine takes 4.5 seconds to lift an electrician up to a vertical height of 3.2 meters. So if it is electrician, so it means we can think that he's going to fix some electrical cables or installing new lights or something like that. And the height is already given. Now the mass of the electrician is 72 kilograms, so mass is also given. The energy for lifting the machine is supplied by a 2 kilowatt electric motor. So it means 2 kilowatt energy supply. Don't be fooled by the word. Kilowatt or watt is the unit of power. So power input. Input power is 2000 watt. Kilo means 1000. So what is the efficiency? So very simple. Let's calculate power output. Better to write useful power output. So that will be equal to energy per unit time, rate of transferring energy. And in this case, which energy? That is mgh over T. All the data is with us. Mass of the electrician is 72 times a value of G 9.8 and height is 3.2 over T. Time is how much? That is 4.5. I think it comes to be 501 watt, but let me confirm. Please, you pick up your calculators. Don't sleep, all of you. Pick up your calculator. 7.72 times 9.8 times 3.2 over 4.5, and answer comes to be 501.76. Even you can write 502. No problem. So we can write it 502 after rounding it off. So this answer is, after simplification, 501.76 watt. Now efficiency, we are very clear. Efficiency, my dear friend, shortcut I'm using useful. Don't write only output energy. Useful output power over total input power. Multiply by 100. But see the answers, no percentage is there. So no need to write 100. So it is 502 randomly. Let me write roughly after rounding it off over 2000. And answer will be 0.25 roundabout because it is 1/4. So answer is B. So question number 10, answer is, my dear friends, D. Anybody having any problem at any moment, feel free and you can ask me. Now, some altimeters, altitude, from altitude altimeter use the change of the air pressure to measure the height. If the pressure is 100 kilopascal at the sea level on a particular day, what will be the pressure at the top of an 830 meter hill? So very simple, my dear friends. So density of the air is this. So pressure of the fluid is equal to rho GH. Density of the air is given 1.3. G is always 9.8. And height is 830 meters. And all units are system international unit. When we multiply them all, so answer comes to be very close to B. But let me try 1.3 times 9.8 times 830. So it is 10,574. 10,574. So we are rounding it off to nearest thousand, so it will be 11,000, which means 11 kilopascal. So that can be what? 11 kilopascal. So 11, answer is B. Question number 11, answer is, dear friends, B. Now come to question number 12. That is very simple. Now thermal is starting. So water can exist in three states: solid, ice, liquid water, and gas, steam. In which state the motion of the water particles only vibrational? So of course it is ice. In solid state, no need to think and waste a lot of time. So answer for 12, it is C. Let's move forward. Question number 13. That is a good question, by the way. First time when I saw this, I was confused. A side has a cube of 2 centimeters. So what will be the volume? That will be equal to 2 power 3, which means it will be equal to 8 meter cube. Let it be V1. And pressure is P1. Then a second cube has a side of 4 meters. So it means V2 will be equal to 4 cubes. So 4 4 the 16, 16 4 the 64 meter cube. The cube contains the same mass of the same gas at the first and the same temperature. When it is same temperature, it means Boyle's law will be in action. Boyle's law. So what is the pressure of the gas in the second cube? P2 we need to find. So my dear friends, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Because two values of volume we can calculate, two values, one value of pressure is given. So easily we can calculate the second value of the pressure. So P2 is made as the subject of equation. So P1 V1 over V2. I'm sure I'm correct. So P1 was 8,000. V1 was 8 over V2 was 64. So simply answer is 1000. A. So answer is for 13A. Now question number 14. Which row gives the correct name for each change of the state shown? Gas to liquid, condensation. So kick out C and D. Liquid to solid, solidification. Solid to liquid, melting. Directly answer is B. 14 is B. Let's go to question number 15. In an experiment to measure the specific heat capacity C, a block of aluminium is heated and its rise in temperature is measured. The internal energy gained by the block is delta E, the mass of the block is M, and the rise in temperature is delta T. Which expression gives the specific heat capacity of aluminium? Dear friends, very simple. E is equal to M cat, MC delta T, if you remember. So making C as the subject of equation, it will become delta E over M delta T. Check which option can be the correct answer. That is C. Delta E over M delta T. So for 15, answer is C. Now intentionally I am thinking I don't know the answer for 16. I tried, I read the paper, but I couldn't answer. So please don't leave it unattempted. You will be having the pencil. Make a line here with the pencil. I will do the same thing. Now, I don't know what is the answer for question number 16. Okay. So what to do? We will go to question number 17. What is the number of wave fronts per second? Wave front means crest per second. It means it is equal to frequency, number of waves per second, number of cycles per second, number of oscillations per second, number of vibrations per second, number of wave fronts per second, number of crests per second, number of troughs per second, all are giving the definition of frequency. So 17 is B, the frequency of the wave. So answer for 17 is B. Now see, what is the benefit? If you will leave this 16 without a line, pressure of the exam is the pressure of the exam. You may be feeling panic. So you can write the answer of 17 on 16. So wherever, my dear friends, you think that you are unable to sort out the answer correctly, so do the same thing. Put a line on that given option so that the overlapping of answers is eliminated. There is no chance for that your answer of 17 will come on 16, 18 on 17. It will be a big blunder and there is not extra time or enough time for us to redo it. So better if you feel difficulty that question 16 is something which I'm unable to understand. So 16 put across, or like these lines should be there with a pencil. You know, you will be using pencil, by the way. It is written HB pencil you have to use in this paper. So you can simply put a line so that your answers are not overlapping. Now we will write what is the answer of 16. It was just a way to explain you. Which statement about the transfer of thermal energy is correct? All metals conduct thermal energy. Yes, equally well. No, not at all. Convection occurs only in solids. No, not in solids, liquids and gases, majorly. So B is out, A and B out. Convection occurs in liquids because hot liquid is more dense. This is nonsense. Hot liquid will expand, volume will become more, so density will become less. So answer is D. The radiation that transfers thermal energy is a type of electromagnetic radiation, and the name is infrared, IR. So that is electromagnetic radiation. So answer for 16 is D. Okay, so do follow this instruction that any answer you are unable to give, unable to sort out, put a line on the option on the bubble sheet so that your overlapping of answer is eliminated. You are not overlapping the answer. An earthquake under the ocean can produce dangerous water waves called tsunami. In 1994, it was a disaster in South Asia. Hundreds of thousands of people, I think, were died in Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, and a lot and a lot and a lot. So the table gives typical data for a tsunami. A student suggests that, okay, what is their depth is there in meters, velocity in kilometers per hour, and wavelength, of course, it is very large wavelength, so it is in kilometers. So a student suggests that suggesting the three conclusions about the data. The deeper the ocean, the faster the wave. Let's see. Here depth is more, speed is more. Here depth is less, speed is less. Yes, this option is correct. So we can say from here we can understand that speed is directly proportional to depth. Correct. Smaller depth 2000, speed is also smaller, 504 kilometers per hour. 7000 depth, speed is 948 kilometers per hour. Okay. The longer the wavelength, the faster it moves. Wavelength longer here. See, wavelength is more. Wavelength is more, speed is more. Wavelength is less, speed is less. Yes, that's okay. Speed is directly proportional to wavelength. So 2 is also correct. 2 is also correct. Then 3. The faster the wave, the higher the frequency. Now, frequency is not mentioned, by the way. We know that speed and frequency inversely proportional to lambda is inversely proportional to speed when this frequency when the speed is kept same. So now the faster the wave, higher frequency. When the frequency is higher, wavelength is lower. So see, when the wavelength is low, speed is low. So this is wrong because speed is directly proportional to wavelength, so it should be inversely proportional to frequency. So that's why it's wrong. So the correct options are 1 and 2. This question was a bit tricky only in the last part 3 because you need to know this relation that wavelength is inversely proportional to speed for all types of waves if they are moving with the same speed. So higher frequency mean slower the wave, not faster the wave. It should be here slower. Okay, so answer for 18 is 1 and 2 correct. So B. Answer for 18 is B. Then, dear friends, question number 19. Yeah, this is straightforward question. The diagram shows what happens to the wavefronts at sea when they enter a harbor. So the direction of the movement of the wavefronts from this side, and this is the harbor, and this phenomena is known as diffraction. Straightforward answer. Straightforward. Bending of the waves as they pass through a gap. So diffraction answer for 19 is B. Then 20, a ray of light passes from air into glass. Air into glass. So there is the normal. What are the angles of incidence and angle of refraction? Angle of refraction is 25. So B and D are out. What about the angle of incidence? Not 50 because angles are measured from normal to the ray. This will be 40. Why? Because 90 minus 50, that is equal to 40. So correct answer is A. So answer for 20 is A. Now, dear friend, let's move to 21. An object is placed in front of a converging lens. The lens has a focal length f. The lens has a focal length f. So this is the focal length. So from center to here, this is what? This is the focal length. The lens produces a real image, enlarged image of the object. So it cannot be C or D, because real image is produced when the object is outside the focal length. Now, A and B both can be the answer, but he's saying enlarged image. So when the object is getting closer, so it is enlarged image. If the object will be here, image will be same size. Check my notes, you can get this one. So image is same size. Here it will be real and same size here, and here it will be real and smaller. So here at B, it will be enlarged. So that's why I have chosen option B, because as we are getting closer to the lens, image is getting bigger till, and it stays real as long as the object is outside the focal length. So this B is outside the focal length, but in all these given options, it is closer to the object for real image. So answer for 21 is B. Next, my dear friends, 22. That is very simple. What is the speed of electromagnetic waves in a vacuum? So 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meters per second. So this option A is correct. All are kilometers per second. How much it will be? 3 times 10 raised to the power 5 kilometers per second, because if you will divide it by 1000, so it will be 8 minus 3. 1000 means 10 raised to power minus 3 when it is divided. So 1 over 1000. So this one. This is also out. No, see, 10 raised to power 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Answer is C, because this can be written as 3 times 10 raised to power 5 kilometers per second. So answer for 22, that is C. Next, my dear friends, 23. The starter in an athletics race fires the starting pistol. Here, starter is standing. There is a wall 60 meters from the starter. Take the speed of sound as 330 meters per second, and in exams, be very careful. You have to be very careful. Either they are asking for speed of sound numerically or speed of light. So please be careful. And both options are given in the given options. Both answers are there. How long? How long means time we need to calculate. The firing pistol does the starter hear the echo from the sound from the wall. If it is echo, so formula which we are going to use, speed is equal to 2 times d over t. So if I'm making time as the subject of equation, it will becomes 2 times d over v. So place the values. So 2 times 60 over 330, and answer is 0.36. 120 divided by 330. Answer is 0.36, 0.36, 0.36, 0.36, 36, 36, 36. So 23 is B. Come to question 24. Now electricity started. The diagram shows the magnetic field around a conductor which is carrying a current. Chapter number 20, magnetic effects of the current. Where is the strength of the field greatest? We know one thing, strength of the field greatest where lines of force are closest. Now see, at A, the lines are at smaller distance. Then distance is increasing, increasing, and increasing. So D, weakest point, weakest field. A, strongest field, where the lines are closer. And also, this is the conductor carrying current. So closer to the conductor carrying current, field will be stronger. So, but the basic concept is where the lines of force are closest together, field is strongest. And if where the lines of force are furthest apart from each other, the field is weakest. So in this case, only if they are changing where is the strength of the field weakest, so answer will become D in place of A. Right now it is A. So 24, answer is A. Question 25. That is also a simple question, but let's see. A positive ion in a vacuum moves at steady speed in a straight line. Steady speed in a straight line like this up to here. Straight line mean constant velocity. There is a potential difference between the two parallel plates P and Q, so that they are oppositely charged. When the positive ion enters the region between P and Q, it changes direction as shown. So the diagram shows the view from the above of the ion. So one thing is crystal clear, as this is positively charged, so it is attracted towards the negatively charged plate. So this one is positively charged plate. Now, my dear friends, which diagram shows the direction of electric field between the plates? So very simple, electric field lines always travel from positive towards what? Negative. So which option can be correct here? Let's see, my dear friends. 25. Kick out A and B. Why the lines are no chance? So D is also wrong because it is showing from negative to positive. Correct answer is C. Check the answer. And just first of all locate the plates, and then electric field line, they are always from positive towards negative. From positive towards negative. And magnetic field line, they are always from north pole towards the south pole outside the magnet. So answer for 25, dear friends, it is C. Let's move forward. The next question is 26. In the circuit shown, the voltmeter reads 2 volt. A charge of 5 coulomb passes through the resistor in a certain time. How much energy is supplied to the resistor in this time? Very rarely this question comes. I have seen it is there in MCQs maybe in last 5 years first time. But it is very simple if you know the definition of voltage. That is energy transferred per unit charge. That's why whenever question is there in MCQs, which is more common, my dear friends, that is, what does it mean by 1.5 volt? You know, 1.5 volt means that cell supplies or transfers energy of 1.5 joules to unit charge to 1 coulomb. Let me write like this: 1.5 joules to 1 coulomb of charge. So always denominator is coulomb, per coulomb. This is very common, but this equation used directly is very rare. So now we need what? Energy. So let's cross multiply it. Energy is equal to V times Q in this case. So V is how much? 2 volts, and charge is how much? 5 coulomb. So answer will be 10 joules. It means answer is C. My dear friends, anybody having any question? Now electricity, magnetism, nuclear physics, and space physics, I will be asking you people more and more. So answer for 26 is C. This is just from the basic definition of voltage, potential difference. Question number 27. That is also very tricky. Which graph shows the voltage, current voltage, IV graph for the filamented lamp? Current is never, this resistance is not constant there, and current is never constant. So B and D, no chance. Answer can be A or answer can be C. Now, my dear friends, as the voltage answer is A, I will explain, filamented lamp. Filamented lamp in general is made up of tungsten filament, tungsten metal. And my dear friends, also we know that for metals, my dear friends, we know that for metals, resistance is directly proportional to temperature. Please stay connected. Resistance is directly proportional to temperature. Why? Temperature, We know from IGCSE physics, very first chapter of thermal physics, that temperature is the average kinetic energy of individual particles in a body. So if the temperature is increased for a metal, it means the kinetic energy of the particles, especially the electrons, will be increased. So it means they will be moving faster. Ions will be vibrating with greater amplitude. So when they are moving faster, so they are colliding also more frequently. And if there are more collisions, it means there will be more resistance. And I'm used to give you an example that here in Riyadh on electronic boards on these highways overhead when we are driving our cars. So some electronic boards are there for some sort of information. So it is mainly written over there that major cause of accident is overspeeding. And for my Arab students, excuse me for my accent, but sabab raisi lil hawadis asura. So major cause of accidents is overspeeding. So when there are more collisions between the electrons and ions, it means flow of current will be less. In other words, the resistance will be more. So what happens as the temperature is increased when the filament is turned on? See here, actually it was supposed to go this way, this according to Ohm's law, but it's not following this direction, this way. See, current is decreased. Why current is decreased? As current is inversely proportional to resistance. So with temperature, resistance increases, so current decreases. That's why correct answer is A. And here it is opposite, that with it shows that current is increasing, which is not possible. Current is decreasing because the temperature of the filamented lamp is increased with the passage of time. And even we are unable to touch it after even 10 minutes. It's that much hot. That's why it is now not being that much popular in houses and in of commercial buildings, because it consumes a lot of electricity and give out less light as its efficiency is low. Now LEDs and other options are there being used. So answer for 27 is A. Now, my dear friends, 28. The graph shows an electrical circuit. Which statement is correct? It is all talking about current. The current in the reading on emitter A1 is highest. It looks to me correct. The current on the emitter A2 is highest. Wrong. On A3 is highest. Wrong. The current reading on all three emitters is the same. It is possible only in series circuit. So series, okay, but this one circuit is what? This is parallel. So parallel, it's wrong. Now, why so? Now, first of all, let me tell you, as these resistors, they are in parallel. So I will write in parallel circuit. My dear friends, total current. We can also say current in the battery, that will be equal to I1 plus I2, so on. Okay. Now see this A1. Let me tell you, my dear friends, A1 is the current in the battery. So A2 and A3 are the currents in branches, mean I1 and I2. A2 plus A3 will be equal to A1. So if this is the case, then A1 will be the highest, and this is splitted into A2 and A3, so they cannot be highest. So that's why correct answer is what? A. Please everybody comment. Mean if anybody is having any doubt, feel free. You can ask me. So by keeping in mind the parallel circuit rule, that total current is actually total current from the battery is equal to the sum of the currents in the branches. So it means here current from the battery or cell, it is A1. It is not written I1, it is written A1. Okay, ampere 1, but let it be A1. So basically A1 is the current from the battery, that will be the highest one. Then A2 and A3, these are the currents in branches. So A1 is splitted into A2 and A3. So A2 cannot be highest as in option C, B, wrong. A3 cannot be highest as it is in option C, wrong. And A1, A2 and A3 cannot be same because it is not a series circuit. This is a parallel circuit. So wrong. Highest current is A1 because that is the current in the battery. So correct answer we have chosen here 28A. Now, dear friends, 29. Yeah, this is simple. By the way, just if you know the combination. The diagram shows the arrangement of resistors in series and parallel. Which equation is used to calculate the combined resistance of the resistors? No problem. First of all, let's see what will be the resistance for these two. They are in parallel. Parallel resistors. And we know if there are two resistors in parallel, So their total resistance in parallel will be equal to, we can multiply them in the numerator and we can add them in the denominator. So R2 plus R3. So my dear friends, total resistance for these two will become this. And when I will calculate this resistance, circuit will become now like this: positive, negative, dot, then positive, negative. Then my dear friends, here, no need to connect these two resistors. Here we can write only RP, and then here it will be R1, and then we can join them together. Circuit is complete. Now they want the resistance of the whole circuit. So what will be the total resistance? They are in series. So R1 plus RP. Now R1, okay, but what is RP? We have just calculated, that is R2 times R3 over R1 plus R3. Which option? Check, dear friends. This is option C. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry, 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 sorry. This one is R1 plus, yes, option B, not R3. So answer is B, and it is crystal clear. I have explained you already. If still anybody is having a difficulty, feeling a difficulty, feel free. You can ask me. 29 is B. 29 is B. 30. An electrical engineer has made a pair of components P and Q. Okay, P and Q. So the resistance of P decreases as the temperature rises. It means P is a thermistor. So resistance of P is inversely proportional to temperature. The resistance of Q increases as the temperature increases. It means resistance of Q is directly proportional to temperature. So this is made up of a metal, and this P is a thermistor. Okay. Now, dear friends, here my dear friends, total resistance of P and Q in series remains constant. Total resistance is remaining constant when the temperature changes. So the two components are connected in series with the power supply supplying the constant current. Current is also constant, so they are in series. Which statement is correct? If the temperature changes, if a temperature changes causes the potential difference across P to double, the potential difference always half. This is the nonsense, not correct. No. The difference between the potential difference across P and Q does not change. How come that is not changing? So this is wrong. The potential difference across component P increases as temperature rises. No, V is directly proportional to R. R decreases, so V will be decreasing. It will not be rising. Only the correct answer is this. See, sum of the potential difference across P and across Q does not change with temperature. The reason is, see, this is connected in series. In series, V total is equal to V1 plus V2. Let's suppose V total is 12 volt. Now, in the beginning, we are assuming that 6 volt here and 6 volt here. Then, my dear friends, what happens? Temperature changes. Total is still 12 volt. Let's suppose temperature is increased. So this resistance will be decreased. Here it is only 2 volt, but then here it will be 10 volt. Total will still stay what? Constant in any case. So correct answer is only D. And also remember that for series circuit, V is directly proportional to R because current is same. So keep the current same. So when temperature rises, so the resistance of thermistor will decrease, so potential difference will decrease. Like this I have done. So when this is decreased, the other one will be increased, but still the total will stay what? Constant. So that's why correct answer for 30, it is D. 30 correct answer is what, your sons and daughters? It is D. Let's move forward to 31. Wow. The diagram shows a wire XY moving towards a magnetic field. A current is induced in the wire, and The current carrying wire XY experiences a force because it is in interaction with the magnetic field. Which row gives the direction of the induced current and direction of the force? For induced current, we need to use Fleming's right-hand rule. And for the direction of the force, we need to use Fleming's left-hand rule. So first of all, Fleming's right-hand rule to know the direction. See, my dear friends, right-hand rule, see, this is the field finger towards north to south. Force or motion, that is what thumb, that is upward. So this is what, that is the motion or force. This is field. Direction of current. My dear friends, direction of current will be perpendicular to both of them. This way. So it means it will go from X to Y. So direction of current will be from X to Y. So C and D are out. C and D are what? Out. Again. You know, if you ask me, dear friends, Fleming's right-hand rule. Please come here. Fleming's right-hand rule. This way. Right hand. Manchester United. Motion. Upward. See, it is already mentioned motion is upward. Given. Field finger north to south. And current. That is the second finger. So see, this is the field finger. This is the motion. So this one diagram, this one will be current. So that's why we have taken current from X to Y, not from Y to X. So answer is A or B. First thing. Now we need to know the direction of the force. Motor force. So now left hand rule. Father, mother, child. See the field finger, north to south. Okay. Current. That is from X to Y. So when I will make the current X to Y, see this one, so thumb is coming down. It is easy to show it on screen, but it will be very easy when you will be doing it on paper. So direction right now is up, then it will become what? It will become downwards. So answer is what? A. Again, Fleming's left hand rule. See, north to south. Direction of current is, it is pointing towards me. When I will try to make it towards the screen, like it is from X to Y, see the direction of thumb, my dear friends. It is going down. So direction becomes what? Downwards. So we have to use, this is a unique question by the way, and only once it has come, that where we need to apply both the rules. Fleming's left hand rule for the direction of the force and Fleming's right hand rule for the direction of what? For the direction of induced current. Okay, so answer here for 31A. 31, my dear friends, is A. Now let's move to 32. Yeah, this is electromagnetic induction. So the diagram 1 shows a magnet being pushed into a coil that is connected to a zero center sensitive voltmeter. So this is the voltmeter, south is entering into the coil, and diagram 1. Diagram 2, it is stationary, it means here no current will be induced. Here it is moving towards, now it is moving away. So if before it was towards left, now it will be towards right. So I have even solved the question because see, we know we can reverse the direction of the current induced by simply either by reversing the poles or by reversing the direction of motion. So if when the magnet is moving towards the coil, if it is the producing the induced EMF towards right, here check, it is it is towards left. When it will be moving away, so it will be towards right. One thing. And when it is stationary, not moving, it means there is no relative motion. It means there is no relative motion. In other words, there is no changing magnetic field. If there is no changing magnetic field, so it means no EMF will be induced. So now check what can be the answer. Diagram 2. So this is out and this one is also out. It can be B or C. Then here current will be induced. So only this one. So C is the correct answer. So answer for 32, it is C. 32, it is C, my dear friends. Now, next is question number 33. So that is very simple. This is simply what is the purpose of the split ring commutator. Just check my notes, DC motor chapter, end of chapter 20. You will find it. What is the purpose of the brushes and split ring commutator in a DC motor? To change the size of current. DC motor is not producing current. To keep the coil turning in the same direction? Yes. To keep the speed of the rotation constant? Nothing to do. That depends on the number of turns, magnetic field, and current. So to make the output of the alternating voltage, it's not producing generation of electricity, or it is not generating electricity. So the direction of current is reversed after every half cycle due to commutator, means split ring, such that motor continue to move in the same direction. Such that the motor continue to move in the same direction. So 33 answer is what? B. 33 answer is what? B. Just basic definition of commutator. Now this one. Yes, I want to explain this one also. The diagram shows a beta particle. Now we are in nuclear physics. Beta particles being directed to between the poles of a magnet. In which direction will the particle be deflected? So beta is negatively charged. And I told you while explanation, north behaves like positive. It's not positive. I'm saying behaves like positive. South, it behaves like negative. Why? Because electric field lines, they start from positive, they end on negative. Similarly, magnetic field lines, they start from north, they end on south. So whatever is the property of positive, mean for electric field lines positive, same for magnetic field lines north. So this way. So what will happen now? If I'm trying to complete the path of this beta particle, so it will be going this way towards north because it behaves like positive. So if it is going towards north, so it means it will be going out of the page. Now this question, these things are how you can say this is going out of the page. So my dear friends, when this is the case, we will always consider that upper side is positive, lower side is negative. Like, please see here. See here, let's suppose this calculator, this is the page, paper. So when it is written north at the top, south at the bottom, so see north is my upper hand and south is my lower hand. So what happened? The beta particle went towards north, which is at the top. So it means out of the page. If it was alpha, it was going to be towards south. So what does it mean? It is going down the page towards, so we will say into the page. Right now, north is at the top. So beta particle is going towards the top. So it means out of the page. So this is the page. Calculator is the page. North is here. South is here. So going towards north. North is at the top of the page. It means beta particle is deflected out of the page. So we will choose what? For 34, we will choose option B. Now, question number 35. This is quite simple. An alpha particle and beta particle have the same kinetic energy. So same kinetic energy, and we must be writing the formula for kinetic energy, that is 1 over 2 mv square. This is same for alpha as well as for beta. Why does alpha particle have a larger ionizing effect than beta particle as it passes through air? The alpha particle has larger charge, yes. Alpha particle has smaller charge, that is the nonsense, because, my dear friends, alpha is equal to helium nucleus 2He4. And you can see here, number of protons are how much? Equal to plus 2. So charge is plus 2. Whereas beta, that is basically an electron. So e raised to power minus 1. So this implies that charge is minus 1. So of course this is larger charge. Proton positive and larger. Plus 2. So answer is A or B. Alpha particle has a larger charge and larger velocity. Wrong. Why wrong? Because it has larger charge and it is very massive. It is massive as compared to beta. It is believed in general that mass of alpha particle is greater than mass of beta particle by 7,000 times almost. So if it is heavier, alpha is heavier, how it can get larger velocity, it must have smaller velocity. So answer is what? B. Answer is what? B. Again, alpha and beta have same kinetic energy. This was written, that's why we can decide about the kinetic speed alpha and beta. Now, why alpha has the larger ionizing effect? So because it has two protons, so as they interact with the matter, they knock out two electrons. So it will produce more ionization as compared to alpha. Sorry, as compared to beta particle. So alpha particle has larger charge but smaller velocity because its mass is more. So for same kinetic energy, it must have smaller velocity. Mean if this one is more, so of course I'm talking about for alpha. If for alpha, if mass is more, so its velocity should be less to keep the kinetic energy same. So answer for 35 is B. So my dear friends, 35 answer is B. Then 36. Oh, this is so good question, and I want you all to be really attentive here. Really attentive here. And I will tell you how you will be cheated by the examiner in exam if you are not concentrating a lot. A student is carrying out an experiment to measure the radiations from a radioactive source. He uses the radiation detector and records the total counts in 5 minutes interval. So total time he took 5 minutes. He does this 3 times with the source present and 3 times with the source absent. So our results are shown. Total counts in 5 minutes. Source present, this. Source not present, this. So this will lead towards background radiation because source is not present. What is the average corrected count rate for the source? Average. So first of all, let's calculate the original counts, average. I'm writing here AVE. So 68 plus 73 plus 69 divided by 3. That is 75. No, not 75, Mr. Sajad. Wake up. How can it be 75? 68 plus 73 plus 69 equal to 210 divided by 3. So it is 70. Sorry. It is how much? So total is what? 70 on the average. Similarly, background average. 25 plus 28 plus 22 divided by 3. This is equal to 25. Now, my dear friends, let's calculate what is the corrected counts. What is the corrected counts? So we know corrected counts, simply we can calculate. It will be equal to 70 minus 25. How much? 45. And everybody does this D as the answer. D is not the answer. It is 45 per 5 minutes. See, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And what is the answer? Counts per minute. So to get counts, it was per 5 minutes, okay? To get it counts per minute. So this will be 45 divided by 5. What will be the answer? 9. So correct answer is 9, not D, 45. So answer for 36 is B. My dear friends, again, the student measured some counts in the presence of a source, radioactive source, and in the absence of radioactive source. And he did it for 5 minutes. Every time for 5 minutes. So 68, 73, 69 counts he get in 5 minutes attempt. So average counts are 70 counts per 5 minutes. And background, which are in the absence of source, they are 25. So corrected counts are 70 minus 25. It is 45 counts. But for every 5 minutes, answer A, B, C, and D, they are not per 5 minutes. They are per minute. So 45 divided by 5, it will be 9 counts per minute. So that's why correct answer for 36 is B, not D. 37. The count rate measures near a radioactive source drops from 542 counts per minute to 94 counts per minute in 12 hours? Good question. Even in paper 4, sometimes this question is for 3 marks and here only 1 mark. So the background count remains constant at 30 counts per minute. So what is the half-life of the source? A bit tricky, and I'm going to solve it here down because this is not a problem. This is simply a simple question from space physics. Now, what is the initial value? 542. Come background 30. So first of all, we need to get, always we are doing the same thing, corrected counts. How much they are? 542 minus 30. So it is 512 counts per minute. And after 12 hours, how many are left? 94. Now what to do? No problem. Let's start solving it. 512 divided by 2. 512 divided by 2. We are getting 256. 256 divided by 2. We are getting 128. It is coming to be 94 in the end. 128 divided by 2. It is 64. Job is done. Why job is done? 64. First we subtracted background. Now we will add background. So 64 is these counts from the source itself, and 30 are background. It is how much? 94 counts per minute. But how many half-lives are gone? 1, 2, and 3. So now, my dear friends, how much time was taken? 12 hours. So here I'm writing time for 3 half-lives is equal to 12 hours. Time for 1 half-life, because we need to calculate 1 half-life, so 12 over 3. Unitary method, what will be the answer? 4 hours. So answer is C. Again, count rate dropped from 542 to 94 in 12 hours. And background are 30. What is the half-life? So first of all, we need to make the corrected counts. 542 minus 30, 512 counts per minute. Now after 12 hours, 94 counts are left. Let's start dividing by 2 to reach to 94. So when we divided 3 times by 2, 64 plus 30, we are getting 94 counts per minute. So it means the 3 half-lives were needed to drop the count rate from 542 till 94. And it took how much time? 12 hours. So for 3 half-lives is time for 12 hours. If the time is 12 hours, then for 1 half-life, unitary method, 12 divided by 3, answer will be equal to 4 hours, which is option C. So 37, answer is C. Now, my dear friend, 38. What happens to when a protostar becomes a stable star? Just open my notes where it is life cycle of stars, nebula, then protostar. And when protostar becomes a main sequence star, a stable star, stable mean it is in equilibrium. Resultant force will be 0. So force of the gravity inward will be equal to the pressure force or the force caused by the temperature. So the inward force due to gravity is balanced by the outward force due to high temperature. Simply I will go with B. Others are stupid options. Most of the hydrogen is converted to helium and protostar expands. Protostar is not a main sequence star, even not possible. Protostar collapse due to gravity and temperature increases. Still, it is stable. So how? No chance. The protostar runs out of hydrogen as fuel for nuclear reaction. Nonsense to say. So when it is stable star, not only protostar becoming a stable star, any star when it is stable, so it is in the stable phase of its life and it is in equilibrium, so the forces are balanced. So balance force is only an option option B for 38. So 38 correct answer is what? That is B. 39. The table gives information about some of the planets in our solar system: Earth, Jupiter, Mercury, and Uranus. Their density is given. Of course, Mercury and Earth rocky, so their density is more, whereas Jupiter and Uranus, they are gaseous giants, so their density is less. Then, which statement, and this is the gravitation, which statement about the 3 planets is correct? So as the mass compared with Earth increases, the average density increases. No, mass of Jupiter is too much, so density is low. Same is the case with this, so this answer is wrong. As the mass compared with Earth increases, the gravitational field strength increases. Yes. Mass of the Earth is taken as unit 1 and gravitational field strength 9.8. Jupiter 320 times more. See, the gravitational field strength is also more. So one equal here less. See Uranus, it is increased. See, this gravitational field strength is also increased. So this is correct. So answer for 39 is B. You may be thinking, sir, what about the option C and D? Let's read. As average density increases. See, density increases. The gravitational field strength decreases. No. Even see, density is less. Gravitational field strength is more. So it's not making any sense. Well, wrong. Pata. The average density is directly proportional to gravitational field strength. Even we cannot say. Density smaller, gravitational field strength is maximum. So inversely proportional wrong. So my dear, only correct answer is B for 39. So which quantity estimate the age of universe? Simple straightforward answer is C. So answer for 40 is C. You may be thinking, sir, why did you do it directly? We don't remember. You should remember it by the Whittle exam. But no problem. We know speed is equal to what? Distance over time. They talk about the age of universe. It means they are talking about the time. So if I'm making time as the subject of equation, it will become d over v. Let it be equation 1. We also know Hubble's law. V is equal to h naught d. So if I'm making v over d, that will be equal to simply h naught. But time, it is d over v. Let's flip it on both sides. So d over v is equal to 1 over h naught. Let it be equation 2. Now compare. See, d over v, d over v. This implies that t, age of the universe, is 1 over h naught. So you should remember it directly. Answer is C. But still one thing more. And another thing important, dear friends, you must remember the magnitude of it. H naught, it can be in MCQs and in paper 4 sometime given, sometime not given. So you should remember it, that is 2.2 times 10 raised to power minus 18 per second. And also remember that unit of H naught is not second, it is per second. And why it is per second? Even from this equation, come here. T is equal to 1 over H naught. See, if I'm flipping both sides, it will become 1 over T equal to H naught. So 1 over T mean 1 over second. So it is per second for H naught. So these are some very basic things linked with the Hubble's constant. I'm sure this paper was okay for you. It is average paper, not easy, not difficult. Some questions were quite easy, very easy. Others were a bit difficult. So you should always target that you are going 35 plus out of 40 in this paper too if you want to score good A star grade in physics. Stay blessed, my dear friend, all of you. And thank you.